What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another WornKibbles video. I figured I would put all of my Obsessed Alex videos into one place for you all to watch. This is the story about a crazy girl who was so obsessed with me in 7th grade that she basically started stalking me. Even tried to manipulate me at a few points, and it was crazy. So anyway, that's about it for the intro, and I'll let you guys get right into the story. Imagine my surprise when some random girl that I had never talked to became infatuated with me. So, there was this girl in a few of my classes who, like I said, I had never talked to before, and we're gonna call her Alex. Now, even though we had never talked, I was kind of a bit wary of her from the start, and this was because she was basically friends with this one girl named Sadie. Now, Sadie was really weird, and I mean like really, really weird. Sadie had somehow convinced herself that she was a cat, and like, she really, really wanted to believe it, and she would try and get everybody else in the class to believe it too. Like, we would be sitting in class, and the teacher would be like teaching just for us to all start hearing this girl like, meow, in the back of class, and we would like turn around, and she would be out of her seat, just on all fours, on the floor, just like stretching like a cat, and the teacher would be like, Sadie, sit down right now. And she'd be like, no, you can't stop me. It's my instincts. And like hiss at the teacher. Like, bro, sit down. You are not a cat. Honestly, like, I don't know. 7th grade was weird. I don't know how she got away with that kind of stuff. I mean, not to mention that it was 7th grade. I mean, like, 3rd grade was play pretend time, but really, 7th grade is pushing it. Like, you could pretend that you're a cat maybe during, like, recess in elementary school, but once you get to middle school, it's time to start learning algebra. And I don't know how well Sadie is going to learn while she's over in the corner purring and asking the creepy Discord kids to pet her. Like, that's crazy. But anyway, this girl Alex seemed like way more normal than Sadie, but I was soon to find out that I was dead wrong about that assumption. And so this is actually more of where the story starts, right? So we're sitting in class someday, and this Sadie girl comes over approaching my desk, and I'm like, oh heck no. If she asks me to pet her anything, I am running away. I will be out of the classroom. I don't care if it's the middle of math class, algebra can wait. But like, so I'm just thinking, what could she possibly want from me, bro? But of course she comes up and she enters with the meow, woo, my friend Alex wants you to know that she likes you, like, a lot. And so I'm kind of like, oh, not really interested. Because, you know, the vibe is way off. Like, for one, it was creepy cat girl Sadie telling me this, and two, I don't really care if she likes me because, honestly, I'm just trying to make it through school. I'm sorry, I don't want to deal with that right now. Plus, I had never talked to Alex before. Like, I didn't know her. There were plenty of good reasons for me to just kind of turn her down right off the bat. And I hear some of you guys like, oh, that's mean. You should have at least given her a chance. But like, bro, I didn't know her. Like, she doesn't deserve anything from me. Sorry if that's insensitive, but like, as you'll see, it was definitely the best decision in the end anyway. But of course, Sadie, being this girl's like best friend, is shocked. She was aghast. She can't believe what she's hearing. So she's like, wait, but you haven't even talked to her yet. And I'm like, yeah, no, duh, exactly. Why would you expect me to be like, again, I'm going off on this, but why would you expect me to be like, you know what? Some random girl likes me? This is great. Let's go get married right now. Like, no, what, bro? I've never talked to you before. Sending your random friend over to me to be like, hey, so this girl is in love with you. That's weird. So no, sorry. I'm not just going to carry you off into the sunset or whatever dream you have in your head. But still, Sadie is like, just wait here. I'll go get her so you guys can talk. And I mean, it's like we're in class. I'm sitting in my assigned seat. It's not like I really could have just left. So I'm sitting there and she walks Alex over to me, and Alex is looking pretty sad. I mean, she's trying to pull on my emotions a bit. Not that I'm saying she was faking it or anything. I mean, I'm sure rejection is pretty brutal at 7th grade from a kid that you've never met. But anyway, she is kind of just like, why don't you like me? And she starts tearing up a little bit. And so I I'm feeling a little bit bad at this point, so I start trying to defend myself, and I just want to let her down softly. It wasn't exactly on my agenda for today to shoot down a girl's hopes and dreams, so of course I don't want to make her think that I'm a mean person. So I'm like trying to calm her down. I'm like, hey, it's just like I've never talked to you before. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm really not gonna be in like just in love with someone that I genuinely don't know a single thing about. And after I said that, I kind of realized it was a mistake because she kind of perks up a little bit and was like, "Oh, so you'll like me if we get to know each other?" And I'm like, "Oh, that is not what I said at all." But of course, she's already basically running away with this idea. And the next thing she says is how I knew she was insane. She looks at me and goes, "I know you will fall in love with me because yesterday I dumped my boyfriend for you." And I'm like immediately like, wait, what? Like, I had to do a double take. I'm not sure I heard this right, but no, she really said it. And she wasn't lying either. She had broken up with her boyfriend and then sent Catgirl Sadie over to me as a purring lovegram. Bro, I knew I was cooked. I didn't know what to say though, so I was kind of just like, haha, yeah, I guess we could be friends, but that's it. And honestly, looking back on it, I really shouldn't have even given her that much. But like, what was I gonna do? She made me feel bad, bro. Like, I might not like her, but I don't want to make the girl cry. Little did I know that this was opening up a whole gateway to the most traumatizing events of my 7th grade life. Honestly, I felt bad, so I told her that we could be friends, but I was not trying to go anywhere near her. I figured that if I could just avoid her, along with Sadie, of course, everything would be okay. But little did I know that my best friend at the time was an idiot, and when she asked him for my phone number, he just gave it to her without even asking me. Like, bro unintentionally screwed me over so bad. When I get home from school that day, I had been added to a group chat with Sadie, the creepy cat girl, who, like I said, literally thinks she's a cat. Like, we're in the middle of math class, and she's in the back of the room asking the weird kids to pet her. Just, ugh. And then we have Alex, who claimed to be in love with me, and a random other girl that we're just gonna call Hayden. So I'm, of course, like, who is this? Because, it's an unknown number, and at this point, I hadn't known that my friend had given Alex my number. So, of course, bro, I'm just like, who is this? And guys, I'm not even kidding you. Alex literally responds to that "who is this" text with, "It's the future love of your life, you silly little cutie." And like, ew, bro. Just, ugh. Like, that sent a chill down my spine. Like, that's so freaking weird. Basically, the first text I've ever received from this girl. But I don't have much time to dwell on that because the other two girls in the chat just immediately start insulting me. Like, genuinely crazy position to be in because these two random numbers are basically introducing themselves with, "Yeah, and I'm Sadie, and I think you're as ugly as a dirty sock." And I'm just like, bro, what? Like, I'm just thinking, what is happening? Because I'm just watching this chat immediately fill up with Sadie and this Hayden girl just crapping on me, saying random stuff like my nose is really big and that I'm stupid. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm laughing at this. Like, none of this is bothering me at all because they were like saying things about me that weren't even true. Like, the one girl, Hayden, hadn't ever actually met me because she was Alex's friend from another state. So, like, she said something like, "Your eye color is as gross and looks like the dirty brown cesspool," which is creative, but I have blue eyes. So, like, she's literally just throwing out random insults, trying to find something that applies to me by chance. I'm so confused. Like, what in the world is happening? And over all this whole, like, commotion, Alex has been, like, responding to all of these mean comments, like, valiantly defending me from this terrible bullying, like, message replying to each one. "No, I think my schnookums nose is perfect sized and beautiful. Actually, it's the most attractive nose I've ever seen in the world," which is just weird. Like, I'm not even in the conversation. It's like I'm watching some reality TV drama going down in this chat. I mean, if I really cared, I could have dropped like, "Yeah, my hair might be ugly, but Sadie, at least I don't hate myself so much that I have to pretend to be a cat in class to escape myself." Like, getting insulted by the real life Discord kitten is not fazing me. But of course, Alex like texts me separately and she's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry about them. I just wanted to introduce you to my friends because I think you're really cool and attractive and I'm just really excited about where this relationship can go." And I'm like, bro, I literally responded with, "How did you get my phone number?" Because I don't care about being insulted by these randos. Like, the excess notification now blowing up my phone is pretty annoying, and I want to know which of my friends I've got to slime out for this. And so she tells me that it was like my best friend at the time, and again, that she was so sorry about her friends texting me like this and everything. And she goes into basically this monologue about how, like, even though they are her friends, that she would valiantly defend my honor, and she knew that I was the best and that we would fall in love, even if it was forbidden by her friends. And like, bro, this is like the second time I had ever talked to her in my entire life. Like, this was actually insane. Her friends didn't even bother me, but she was, like, trying to act like it was some medieval times and she would have to behead her friends for insulting the king. So, of course, I'm like, hey, it's fine. Really, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if anything, you're bothering me more. I didn't say that part, but like, she was bothering more than her friends were. Like, she was the one being creepy, but I'm typing out this message, and one of her friends sends me a text, and the text just says, "Don't text her!" exclamation point. And like, that's super ominous, you know? So I kind of stopped texting her for a second. Like, what do you mean don't text her? I open up the text, this other chat, and it was Alex's other friend, Hayden, who was texting me. And I'm like, what do you mean? What's going on? And she basically just goes, Alex is trying to manipulate you. And I just feel so bad about it that I needed to tell you. And I'm like, bro, what? What weird TikTok love potion tutorial did Alex watch now? Like, how is she trying to manipulate me, bro? What does that even mean? And so Hayden just starts sending me all of these screenshots of conversations that she had with Alex about this. And basically, what these conversations were like a creepy supervillain level plan. Like, bro, she thought she was a criminal mastermind. Basically, her evil plan was that from today forward, every single day, she wanted her two friends to just basically verbally assault me in this group chat. Like, she wanted her friends to insult me every single day so that she could defend me, because she thought that it would show me how nice of a person she was. Think about that for a second. How nice of a person she was by making her friends insult me, and show how she really didn't care what anybody said about me and that she would love me no matter what, which is actually like insane. Like, that's actually so extremely evil. Like, what in the world? I genuinely don't know how she even came up with that idea. Like, how can I get this guy to like me? Talk to him? Be his friend? Maybe get to know him more? No, I know. I'll have my friends make fun of him a bunch. That will do it. But like, the funny thing is though, like, it wouldn't have even worked in the first place because I genuinely didn't care. Like, when she was defending me from her friends, I was literally thinking like, bro, what is going on right now? I was like laughing at my phone from just how absurd it was. Plus, her friends had like said some stuff like, this is the guy you were telling me about who has the big nose, which is like making it sound like she was the one introducing me like that. Like, literally, this was helping her 0%. And I was like, bro, what the hell? Again, that's like actually so evil. So of course I ask her about it and I'm like, yo, were you trying to manipulate me? And of course she was like, no, 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 what would make you think that? And so like I sent her the screenshots and stuff, and she was basically like, she knew she was done. She just started apologizing like crazy, like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really in love with you and I was desperate. I'm so sorry. I will never do this again. Please, please just give me another chance, please. And of course, I'm like, no, no way, dude. Like, we are done. I'm sorry. This is too creepy. I am getting out of here. I hope you have a good life. And I blocked her. But when I did that, her other friend started like angrily texting me a few minutes later and just going off like, I didn't know you would freaking block her. You suck so much. How rude are you? She's just in love. And what I should have done was blocked her friend. But no, I'm stupid. And I was like crap, I'm sorry, and I unblocked her. I'm so stupid for it. Like, I genuinely look back on it as, like, one of the craziest, worst decisions ever, bro. But on the bright side, it will mean that there's gonna be a part 3 to this video. She started trying to collect photos of me like Pokemon cards or something. So, after I'd gotten Alex to admit and apologize for her crazy plan that she wanted to manipulate me with, I originally blocked her, but then her friend made me feel bad for her, so I, like an idiot, unblocked her. From then on, she would text me every single day, just apologizing for it. To make it worse, not only would she text me this stuff, but she would come up to my desk every morning like it was her shift at the I Hate Myself factory, and she'd just be like, "Oh, WornKibbles, I'm such a burden, I'm so annoying," and I'm just sitting there trying to finish my math homework like, bro, I didn't even say hello yet. And every time, I would always be like, it's okay, you already apologized, but she was trying to guilt trip me. Like, it wasn't her apologizing because she actually felt bad. She would be texting me saying stuff like, I'm so sorry that I did that, and, you just hate me so, so much, and I deserve it. And like, bro, how pick me can you get? Honestly, it was so annoying, but I'm just a nice guy, and to my own detriment, every single time she would text me, I would just be like, no, I don't hate you, it's okay, don't worry about it. Which, looking back on it, she probably thought that she was like a genius and that it was working, and I was oblivious, but this whole time, I totally knew she was guilt tripping me. I was just stupid and giving into it. You could say like I didn't have a backbone, and I understand. Honestly, I agree that I used to be a little spineless back then when it came to standing up for myself. And sadly, bro, it usually ended up being Alex's weird friends standing up for me because every time she would do some like weird stuff, they were the ones that I would find out about it from. And honestly, that's how you know that it was bad. If even her own friends were just feeling so uncomfortable by her that they had to tell me because, like, they just didn't feel right knowing and not telling me, like, that's bad. But anyway, one night I was texting Alex, or well, she was texting me, basically the same stuff as usual about how she didn't deserve to be my friend because I was so amazing, and I was just getting fed up with it at this point, so I tried to steer the conversation a little bit away from it. Like, that's how bad it had got. I literally didn't care about talking to her anymore. I just wanted to talk about something other than how sorry she was. So I started asking her like basic questions. Like, we were in school, so obviously I asked her what classes she had because she was really only in like one of my classes and in my homeroom class. So we're talking, and like some point she was like, yeah, I have this like science class. And I was like, oh yeah, I have that class too. And she goes, yeah, I know, third period, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, I'm a little caught off guard by her knowing exactly when my class was. Like, I didn't know any of her classes. I don't even see her throughout the day, really. So I was kind of like, yeah, how did you know when my classes were? And immediately she was like, oh, lucky guess. And that's when I knew something was off, bro. Like, she immediately got really defensive. Like, she said it like she had realized that it was weird for her to know when my classes were. And so I went and I texted her friend, who had basically been my informant for the manipulation plan. And I was like, hey, it's not anything weird that Alex, like, knows my third period class, right? Like, hoping she would say something like, oh, yeah, that's normal, or like, I haven't heard anything about it. But no, she hits me with the, nah, that wasn't a guess. She literally spent the first 10 minutes of every period last Tuesday tailing you through the hallways like a secret agent just to map out your entire day. She's low-key stalking you. Bro, what? Like, what is happening? Does this count as stalking? I mean, it's not that serious because you never, like, followed me home or anything, but as a 7th grader, dude, that felt huge. Like, I felt like I had a real-life, full-on stalker. And so, of course, I was like, okay, what else do I not know? Like, how deep does this go? And so I started asking her friend. Like, I'm now basically texting the creepy cat girl Sadie, asking for more information on her best friend. I'm really out here turning them against each other over me. Crazy situation. But what I found out next genuinely shocks me to my core. Alright, sorry guys, real quick, I'm just gonna interrupt the video to ask you again to please subscribe. If you've made it this far into the video, I promise it only gets better from here, and I post every single week more banger content like this, so why not consider it? It's absolutely free and doesn't cost you anything. Alright, I'll shut up and let you guys get back into the story. So I ask her friend, like, basically, what else do I not know? And Sadie just goes, do you really want to know? And I'm like scared now. Like, I'm really scared, but I go yes. And well, I found out a multitude of things. Her friend told me that, first of all, not only had she followed me around school that day to like know my schedule, but she had been taking photos of me that whole day. She had a whole album on her phone that was just full of photos of me, like screenshotted from my Instagram or taken from across the room. It was crazy. Like, I'm genuinely freaking out hearing about this, but it gets worse. Like, we are about to get into full movie-style evil stalker stuff here. Remember how I said that every morning she went up to my desk to apologize and try and guilt trip me? Well, every time before she had came over to my desk, she opened voice memos on her phone. Then she would put her phone into her pocket to record our entire conversations. So she would basically get me to say things like, it's okay, and I don't hate you. And she took these snippets of my voice to make her own ASMR sleep track of my voice telling her that everything was going to be all right. Then came the craziest part. Her friend said that on a FaceTime call, she was ranting about how sad she was, saying that she was listening to the playlist of my voice that she had to fall asleep, like always, as if that's a normal thing. But this time, she had woken up before it was over, heard my voice, and then started crying because she realized I wasn't actually there and had gotten hopeful about it. I actually cannot make this stuff up. I realize that this girl doesn't just have a weird crush on me, she is full-on obsessed with me. And honestly, I'm scared. Like, I'm not just weirded out anymore, I'm full-on terrified. This has gone way too far. So I decide I gotta get out of my classes. I mean, I've gotta get the school involved. I have to tell an adult about this soon. I mean, like, I don't know what I gotta do, but I at least need to get my schedule changed so I'm not in any classes with her anymore. But, of course, I'm thinking that I don't have proof for all this. How am I possibly going to do that? This sounds way too crazy for some random teacher to believe me. And if you've heard any of my other stories, you know that teachers don't like to believe me on this sort of stuff. So I needed to find a way to get a video or something of her confessing to all of it. Not just screenshots, not just a testimony for a friend. This stuff sounded too insane to be true. I needed to gather evidence and then confront her in person with so much evidence that she can't deny it, and then get her confession. I swear, I'm out here playing 4-dimensional chess, and the pawns were Sadie the Uwu cat girl, trying to take down the master manipulator and now officially full-on stalker Alex. So I had heard of all the crazy things that Alex had done so far. She had an evil plan to manipulate me into falling in love with her. She broke up with her boyfriend for me. She had skipped the start of her classes to stalk me, finding out my whole daily schedule, and she had taken secret photos and voice recordings of me to make her own ASMR sleep playlist that she would fall asleep to every night. I mean, it was insane. So it's safe to say that once I found out all about this, I was scared. I was terrified, even. Alex didn't just have a crush on me. I was scared for my safety at this point. I knew I had to get proof of this crazy stuff to try and get my schedule changed. Like, that's how much this freaked me out. I wanted to go to the school to change my classes so that I didn't have to be in a room with her anymore. I knew I needed to get her friend's help in this, or else, like, I was never going to be able to get any dirt on Alex. But how would I be able to turn her best friend against her? I mean, her friend Sadie had told me about most of this stuff, but when I had blocked her the first time, she went right back to defending Alex. Like, I had to play a little bit of manipulation on my own part. I had to take a page out of Alex's playbook, which felt gross. Like, I needed to take a shower in holy water afterwards, but I had to convince Sadie to work for me. Not like evil manipulation or anything crazy that would like hurt anybody. Really, I just had to convince Sadie to work for me and get me evidence. Now, I'm not saying I'm a mastermind or anything. No, 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 nothing like that. However, I will say that I like to think of myself as a little smarter than the girl who would pretend that she was a cat at school every day. So I figured that it wouldn't be too hard to do this. And I came up with a plan on how I was going to trick Sadie into helping me get evidence against Alex. I had to convince Sadie that I didn't believe her. I hit her with the "no way, you're just messing with me" text. It's like the ultimate bait. If you tell someone that their gossip is too crazy to be true, they will do anything to prove you wrong, just to protect their reputation as the drama bringer. And, of course, immediately Sadie was like, "No, dude, she's like, she really did all that stuff." And so, like, I'm like, it's too crazy. It's insane. How do you even come up with this? Like, this has got to be the plot to some weird movie you watched. And she took the bait. She was like, "No, she really, really, really did all this stuff. She said everything. She showed me photos of you before. And then like, look at my future boyfriend that I'm manifesting." Like, she has told me to my face all of this then. And so I just go, "Okay, prove it." And she's like, well, how do I do that?" "Well, there's gotta be screenshots." And of course she goes, "Well, the worst thing she would really only tell me on FaceTime calls." Great. So now I'm thinking like, okay, I have to get a screen recording of a call now too. Like, I was hoping I could just get screenshots of all this stuff. So I decided to just double down and push further. She's got to have some things in texts. Like, she's so unhinged. She told you her plan to manipulate me over text. There's got to be some other crazy stuff. And so Sadie's just like, "Okay, give me a second. Let me look." And in come the screenshots. Alex was saying the most despicable things. Of course, I got all the same screenshots from earlier that I had already seen, but as I'm sifting through these new photos, I see something that makes my heart drop. Now, I have a bit of a confession to make. Throughout this little saga, while all this stuff was with Alex's happening in the background, I did actually have a pretty big crush on one of the girls in my class. It was one of the reasons that I had originally just told Alex that I wasn't interested in her at the start of this whole thing. I mean, my eyes were occupied, but I had never told Alex that. Only a few of my closest friends knew. Or so I thought. What these screenshots revealed was that Alex knew, and she knew who I liked, and not only did she know, but she planned to tell everyone in my class who I had a crush on if her plans to make me fall in love with her never worked. Furthermore, I still don't know who told her who I liked, but she had been sending death threats to my crush, telling her that she had stolen her destiny, and that she was meant to be with me and not her. But dude, I'm sure the girl that I liked literally had no idea what Alex was talking about because we weren't even dating or talking or anything. She was literally just saying horrible stuff about the girl that I liked for no reason. And just then, as I'm like looking at all this and getting angry and getting mad at it, like it was just a strike of fate. Sadie just texts me, "Alex is calling me now." And I just go screen record it. Like, I need to know what she says. Please, this stuff is insane. I need to know if she says anything about me. If it's not about me, you don't have to send it, but just please record it for me just in case. And Sadie goes, "Okay." Like, I think Sadie's feeling bad for me at this point. So I sit in frickin' like 80 agonizing minutes, more like 30 minutes, of just anticipation, just waiting to see if Sadie sends me this video, and finally, I get the video. I open it, and the first thing I hear, "You know, Sadie, I was thinking, if I ruled the world, I would keep WornKibbles and all his friends in cages, and he would be my slave, forced to kiss me whenever I wanted." Excuse me? Dude, what? And then she continues. Actually, if I ruled the world, and that's where I stop before getting demonetized. Because just imagine the worst, most horrendous thing that a 7th grade girl could say. Stuff so bad that I won't even say it on YouTube. You know, Alex had just staged herself as an Avengers level threat. Not just messing with me anymore, but going after people I cared about. I mean, she said stuff about every single one of my friends who were girls, not just the girl that I liked, just insulting them because I was better friends with them than I was with her. Which, like, makes sense. None of my other friends are crazy, insane stalkers. I was done. This was the end of the line with Alex. I don't know why I let it go on for so long. Maybe because I felt bad for her. Maybe because it gave me something to complain to my friends about. Maybe somewhere deep inside, she flattered me. But the moment it starts hurting my friends, the people I care about, anybody who isn't just me, that's when I stop entertaining it. I texted Alex. I know everything. I have screenshots, I have videos, I have a recording of a FaceTime call. Leave me alone. Leave my friends alone. We are never going to fall in love. You are insane. I'm done entertaining you. I am done just trying to be nice. I tried so hard to be nice. I tried so hard to let you be my friend, but you wouldn't drop it. You wouldn't let it go, so I'm blocking you. Don't make any more problems for me or my friends. And I didn't wait for a response. I didn't wait for her to say sorry for the 1000th time. I just blocked her. And Sadie didn't even protest this time. She knew that I was completely in the right. The next day, I went to school with all my screenshots and all my videos. Instead of going to my homeroom class, I went to the office. I showed them everything. I told them how it had been weighing me down, how weird it all was, how late I had been staying up all night just like stressing over it, and that I needed my schedule changed. I needed to get away with her. I couldn't be in a room with this crazy, insane girl. And for once in my life, the principal agreed with me on something. When they reassigned my homeroom, I was a little scared that I wouldn't know anybody in my new class, but when I walked into the room, I smiled because my 2 best friends were in that class, and the rest of the year was great. Starting my day with them too, and Alex slowly became a thing of the past. Sometimes I look back on the whole situation and just think how crazy it was, how insane she had gotten, but honestly, it gave me a good story to tell, and away from all that, it also taught me a lot of valuable lessons about self-respect and where to draw boundaries. I went into the next year Alex-free and happier than ever. And so, that's about where the story wraps up. That's how I beat the system, I got out of the Alex Matrix, and learned a valuable life lesson at the end of the saga. So, I guess moral of the story will be a little more serious on this video. You are worth more than a story to tell. Don't just let yourself stay in a bad situation because it makes you more interesting or more cool. I promise that even if something spectacular doesn't happen to you, there is someone out there who is more than ready to listen to you talk, even if it isn't about how a crazy girl stalked you in 7th grade. I love you guys. Thank you for all of the support that I've gotten on this series. I'm glad it's over now. I can get back to more stories. I've got a whole list of them to go through, plus a few subscriber stories that have been sent in to me. They're all pretty great, so if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if the other stories sound interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I post a new story every single week. I hope you all have an amazing day. We've come to the end of an insane saga, but it won't stop. The YouTube grind keeps going, so I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, thanks for watching.